Today in history, June 22nd. What if I told you that on this very date, the fate of empires shifted, revolutions sparked, and music history was made forever? Buckle up. You're about to travel through time and witness the moments that shaped our world.
Operation Barbarossa begins, 1941.
On the morning of June 22nd, 1941, the world watched in shock as Nazi Germany launched Operation Barbarossa, the largest military invasion in history against the Soviet Union. Over 3 million German soldiers crossed the border in a surprise attack that shattered the Nazi-Soviet pact signed just 2 years earlier. This wasn't just another World War II battle, it was the turning point. Hitler's decision opened up the brutal Eastern Front, one of the deadliest theaters in human history. It wasn't just tanks and bullets, it was starvation, sieges, and scorched earth. The war that had seemed almost distant to the Soviet people became horrifyingly real. By winter, the German army would be frozen outside Moscow, and by 1945, Berlin would fall to Soviet hands. This invasion wasn't just military, it was ideological. Hitler believed the Slavs were inferior and that Lebensraum, living space, was Germany's right. But he gravely underestimated Soviet resilience.
The fall of the French monarchy begins, 1791.
June 22, 1791, King Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette were caught in Varennes, fleeing Paris in disguise. Their escape attempt was part of a last-ditch effort to rally loyal forces against the French Revolution. But when commoners recognized the king's face, thanks to coin portraits, they were arrested and escorted back to Paris under heavy guard. This moment sealed their fate. The public lost all remaining faith in their monarch. Within 18 months, both would be executed by guillotine. It's wild how a botched carriage ride and a single coin could trigger the downfall of a centuries-old monarchy.
The GI Bill is signed, 1944.
As World War II neared its end, President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed the Servicemen's Readjustment Act, better known as the GI Bill, on June 22, 1944. This law gave American veterans access to education, home loans, and unemployment support. It wasn't just a thank you gift, it revolutionized American society. Millions of veterans went to college, bought homes, and helped build the modern middle class. This was the seed that grew into America's post-war economic boom. Without the GI Bill, the U.S. as we know it might not exist.
First woman elected prime minister of a Muslim country, 1988.
On June 22, 1988, Benazir Bhutto took office as Prime Minister of Pakistan, making history as the first woman to lead a Muslim-majority country. Educated at Harvard and Oxford, Bhutto symbolized hope for a modern, democratic Pakistan. But her time in office was riddled with challenges: corruption allegations, deep political divisions, and patriarchal resistance. Her legacy remains complex, but one thing is clear: Benazir Bhutto shattered a global glass ceiling.
The beginning of the end for the Great Fire of Ottawa, 1900.
While not widely known today, the Great Fire of Ottawa Hall began on April 26, 1900, but on June 22nd, it was finally declared fully extinguished. This fire had consumed about 1/5 of Ottawa and much of the neighboring city of Hull in Quebec. Thousands were left homeless, and the disaster reshaped both cities' architecture and urban planning. It's a reminder that even capitals can burn and rebuild.
The death of Judy Garland, 1969.
On June 22, 1969, the world lost a legend. Judy Garland, the voice of Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, passed away at just 47. Her version of Over the Rainbow remains one of the most iconic songs of the 20th century. Behind the scenes, Judy's life was plagued by studio abuse, addiction, and mental health struggles. Her death was ruled an overdose, but her legacy lives on in film, music, and queer culture. Her voice gave hope, even while her own life was full of hardship. Judy's rainbow still arches over pop culture today.
East and West Germany reunite currency 1990.
On June 22, 1990, East and West Germany agreed to a monetary union, a crucial step toward full reunification. The Deutsche Mark replaced the East German mark, symbolizing not just economic integration, but political reconciliation. By October 1990, the Berlin Wall would officially become history. Comment: this was more than economics. It was healing decades of division. One coin to rule both worlds. And that was June 22nd through the lens of history. From the battlefield of Barbarossa to the dreams of Dorothy. Today reminds us that history never rests. It evolves, surprises, and teaches us. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, comment your favorite moment, and subscribe for more days that change the world. See you tomorrow in history.